Are we going live? We are live there. Fantastic. We are on. Beautiful. You're good there. Let me make sure we're streaming live. Brittany, what's going on, Brittany? Hi, Brittany. Yes. We are live everywhere. Greg from Gold Coast, you're getting back up to the top. You're second tonight behind Brittany. I love it. What's up, Misty? Excellent. Shannon, Fredericksburg, Texas. Welcome, everybody. How is it going? I'm getting everything all ramped up here. Wonderful, beautiful, fantastic. Yes. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Any first timers? Pam from Omaha. Welcome. Welcome, Pam from Omaha. And let's see. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Loretta, hello. Renegade from Virginia, welcome. Oh my gosh, they're going so quick. Dr. Michael Day Price from Omaha, Nebraska. Oneida. Ooh, I know Oneida well, Lori. Excellent. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Mike. Fantastic. Eric is Swenson. Dr. Eric Swenson. Dr. Eric and Michelle out in California. Welcome. Ashley, hello. Ashley's got some sweet green hair. That's pretty awesome. Jennifer, yes, we are back on Facebook. My Facebook jail sentence is over. The cuffs are off. Beautiful. Lenny Album, you're not a first timer, Lenny. You're a long timer. You're just a first timer watching, maybe. Wisconsin, I see you. Greta from Georgia. Enrique from Houston, Texas. Beautiful city. Terry from Minnesota. What's going on? Excellent. New Smyrna. I saw New Smyrna. Andrew White. What's going on, brother? Andrew, how is it going where you are, man? Ontario. Lynn in Ontario. First timer. Welcome, Lynn. Thanks for being on tonight for the first time. I was in Facebook jail because I posted the bumper sticker that was saying that people should get out of the road. That's why I got busted. Because they said I was inciting violence. Dr. Dean was inciting violence on Facebook over a post, okay? Annie from Palm Bay, Florida, welcome. Yeah, we are back from jail on Facebook. Sharona Bishop, welcome. Let's go, America. Yes, Sharona, I just got your text. I will check out your voicemail, and we will chat. Jill in Oneida, New York, welcome. Hello there. Yeah, shame on me for Dr. Dean, of all people, inciting violence. If you know me, if you've met me, I'm the opposite of inciting violence. But it's pretty funny. What's up, Tani from Adelaide? Welcome. Marie from Minnesota, how are you? Tremendous. Now, let me start off. We have some video tonight to show you. We're going to have some fun. How about that? What's up, Dr. Shelly Seidenberg? Welcome to the show. For the first time, maybe. I don't know. I'm rearranging the back, okay? I got to change it up a little bit. I was feeling the vibes were a little bit off. Not that I don't like Trump anymore, but I have to change it up a little bit. I'm rethinking my background a little bit. I actually have here... This has not gone up yet. This is my declaration of right there. See? This is, let's get it all up here. There you go. There you go. So I got to see if that's going to go up at some point. I have a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to display it all, but there's only so much room. So anyway, now I have to say a big thank you to some lovely people out there tonight. Let me show you some amazing artwork. Remember, Dr. Dean is all about getting your art out there, getting your creation out there, get your business out there, get whatever it is that you do out there. So I'm going to read you this letter first, okay? She does not know I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this letter first, okay? And then I have to show you something in here, all right? So, dear Dean family, thank you for the work you do healing people as well as educating in so many ways. My family loves your shows, and it has been a staple to our daily life, getting our knowledge and entertainment from your videos. I am a patient of 𝗪𝗏𝗂𝗁𝗔. If you have not looked at the 𝗪𝗏𝗂𝗁𝗔 video, do that. It was like last week or the week before at Synergy Wellness in New York, and especially enjoyed the episode where you both talked about vaccines and strong versus weak people. I have 2 home-birthed, vax-free, robust children that we are currently homeschooling. Both were breastfed until age 2.5 and never had an antibiotic. Nice job, family. We are so fortunate to have wellness providers like you, Jimmy, and so many others supporting families and encouraging holistic health. True health. If you recall, you had shared my buffalo painting on your show a few weeks ago. I do remember that. I was raffling off the painting to raise money for local organizations that help victims of trafficking and sexual exploitation. We held an event in Buffalo, New York, and of course the media spun it into a "we were duped by conspiracy theorists" smear campaign. Despite the fact that we shared local resources and information about reporting trafficking. My husband and I both wore your Noble Patriot Save the Children shirts proudly, and it was a great turnout. I work for U.S. Customs and Border Protection and had credible and factual information being distributed. The obvious conclusion is that the media is bought and didn't like we were raising awareness on. As seen below, even Santa came to the event because Santa loves all children and all children deserve to feel safe and protected. Please accept these prints as my gift to you. I did these 2 paintings from the heart and felt pure energy source while creating them. They were both done on 16 by 20 acrylic on canvas, and the prints are on Somerset velvet Gickley cardstock. I do not know art nomenclature. My apologies. Thank you again for all that you do, and God bless you. Thank you. If you feel inspired to share my art page on Facebook, it is An Art State of Mind, so we will share that. Lindsay, and she sells some of her artwork. I will go over this, but this is from Lindsay, and I will post that. But what I want to show you is what she created. All right, let me tell you what she created. First of all, Lindsay, if you have what is in here on a full-blown painting, let me know, and let me know what it costs, because I'm actually very willing to possibly have that if you would like to part with it. Okay, this is what she painted and sent me. Check that out. That is freaking awesome. So obviously the President of the United States, and then Nikola Tesla. Those were her paintings that she sent to me, the prints of these, and they're absolutely freaking awesome. So that is, Lindsay, you are amazing. Literally. That's phenomenal. And if you have full blown canvas paintings of these, let me know, because those are awesome. So Lindsay, you are an amazing artist, and just holy cow, like wow, those are fantastic, and those are going up on a wall. Those are so good. So not only is she an artist, she's out there educating people on human trafficking and how we need to get this ended once and for all. So Lindsay, thank you for doing an amazing job at saving children's lives. You absolutely rock. You are phenomenal. Okay. This is Dr. Jason Dean of Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. And let us dive right into the information tonight, because we're going to share some fun stuff. All right. So let's do this. Let's jump right into the video that I have for you.
I know that most people are already aware of this, but for those of you that don't know, the people that are in control of us do not give a fuck about us. They want us to be divided and so dumbed down that we can't think for ourselves. They don't want us to know that we're so much more than our human bodies, and as a collective consciousness, we are so powerful. We have been trained to compete against each other and compare ourselves from the start. Like schools and sports have made us so competitive against each other based off of a number. Like our grades or like our running time. And like religion, for example, we're so divided over who's right and who's wrong that we can't rejoice over the fact that we all come from the same source. And like our skin color is literally just a pigment of our avatar. They just want us to be so focused on our differences and so consumed by our phones and social media. So we're constantly comparing ourselves. We should be uniting over the fact that my soul is no different than yours once you strip away the cultural conditioning and just the physical avatars that we live in. Like, we are all one. And it's exciting because everyone's starting to realize this. The Great Awakening, it's happening.
So that was actually really, really cool. And it is true. The Great Awakening is occurring. It's happening really, really fast. And it's happening, I mean, it's literally happening before our very eyes. And so many people don't realize what's going on. And I'm telling you right now, there are people that are literally still asleep at the wheel, that we need to wake up as many people as humanly possible. Keep that in mind. Now, I want to take you to some amazing videos that thank God for Twitter. Twitter is so awesome in the fact that you can go find these videos still. So listen to these videos, listen to the audio on them, and understand where we are right now. And I'm not saying the presidents of the past were all good, but we had some presidents that were trying. And just listen to the words, because it is amazing.
You and I have the courage to tell our elected officials that we want our national policy based on what we know in our hearts is morally right. We cannot buy our security, our freedom from the threat of the bomb, by committing an immorality so great as saying to 1 billion human beings now enslaved behind the Iron Curtain, give up your dreams of freedom, because to save our own skins, we're willing to make a deal with your slave masters. Alexander Hamilton said, a nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master and deserves one. Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second: surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? Well, Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better read than dead, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery.
That's a little bit true, wouldn't you say? Now, I'm going to take you down here because there's another good one.
Negotiate? What is to negotiate? What is...
Well, the university is a public institution.
That's
it's
right.
An important institution
but the university...
for all of its own community and for the community of Berkeley that live around it.
All of it began the first time some of you who know better and are old enough to know better let young people think that they had the right to choose the laws they would obey as long as they were doing it in the name of social protest.
Oh my gosh. I love that one because literally you could, he is speaking exactly for today. Everything he just said was literally exactly for what is happening today, and it was absolutely genius. Now, going from that clip to the next one, this is an audio, and knowing what we knew between what Reagan was trying to do. Now, it's, by the way, many believe that Reagan was, obviously he was shot at, right? Now, there is actually speculation that he actually was assassinated on that day, and they put a clone in. I don't know if that's fully true or not. But Reagan was trying to change the deep state at the time. Okay? He was literally trying. And now, but before that you had Kennedy, which we know Kennedy was doing it, or they wouldn't have taken him out. So was Lincoln. All right? Now, I want you to listen to Kennedy's words in a new frame, new time, all right? Because this is so massive.
Long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
Ask not what America can do for you, but what we can do together for the freedom of man. I mean, does it get any more, beautiful than that, honestly? I mean, that's what we're supposed to be going towards. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is going towards freedom for man. That's it. Now, I'm going to run through this stuff real quick. I have some clips to show, but really, I'm waiting for the end of this because there's kind of a big blockbuster type thing that I want to show you that is absolutely phenomenal that you need to wait for. But POTUS said something, I think this was actually today, if I remember correctly. This was today that he dropped a few little bombs. Now, this was post last night. Last night, as I got off, the ballot harvesting with Ilhan Omar in Minnesota happened right before midnight last night. I mean, it probably happened as I was going on, but I didn't see it until later, which was massive, obviously. So let me take you into this clip here.
It'd be very rude to him. But I will tell you that I look forward to releasing that. I look forward to releasing many things. I'm going to release many things, and people will be really shocked. It'd be very rude to him. But I will tell you that I look forward to releasing that. I look forward to releasing many things. I'm going to release many things, and people will be really shocked.
People will be really shocked. Interesting, he said that. People will be really shocked. Why would they be shocked, Mr. President? Oh, because this world is not what you think of. What is happening in government is not what we think it is. Now, the funny part is the tax thing also dropped, and the tax thing is quite massive. But the funny part about the tax thing is, I said a little bit last night, the tax codes are written by the attorneys that are on the politician's side, written for the people that are wealthy. Now, You don't have to be wealthy to follow the tax code. But then today, I believe this was today, Watters World or last night, they went over this information. Check this out.
Well, Joe can't do it by himself. He relies on bombshells from the Times to keep his dead campaign alive, and that's fine. Yeah, I think the president will still win with this. When the Atlantic story dropped, Joe is at 8% leading in the polls, and 3 weeks later, he's leading by 7. So did that have a big impact? No. Greg, Amazon, Netflix, Chevron, what do those companies have in common? In 2018, they all paid 0% in income taxes to the federal government. Would you say that the CEOs of those companies were bad businessmen? No, you'd call them brilliant the same way you'd say that Donald Trump is brilliant. The funny thing is this. Joe Biden, for 50 years, wrote the very tax code that Donald Trump took advantage of. It was Obama's IRS that gave Donald Trump a $73 million refund check. It was NBC News that handed Donald Trump $500 million for The Apprentice. It was MSNBC's Morning Joe and CNN that Trump's TV made him president to this day. And it was the New York Times that covered Donald Trump's wealth and success for decades, which allowed Donald Trump to leverage his name brand and use it as licensing deals to make him millions of dollars. So this story kind of reads as the guilty conscience of the American liberal media and political establishment that have given rise to Donald Trump's wealth and fame. Can you imagine a news organization looking at a billionaire's tax records and concluding he was a bad businessman? I mean, how stupid is that? They act like the guy's got no cash flow, and in the same article, they say he's making hundreds of millions in dollars from overseas and domestic investments from his real estate portfolio. You ask 100 people, if you want the real estate portfolio of Donald Trump, every single person would say yes. How does this guy have no money when we're watching his jets fly, his helicopters chopper around, we see him playing golf at Doral, we see Mar-a-Lago, we look upstairs and we see these towering skyscrapers. You're saying to me that this guy doesn't know how to manage money? And now at the best part, they say at the end, the walls are closing in, like he's about to go broke. Okay. How about he sells a property on the west side for $100 million? Or, better yet, the Clintons made $300 million after leaving the White House. I bet Donald Trump could clear that in 6 years. Well, Joe can't do it by himself. He relies on bombshells from the Times to keep his dead campaign alive.
So
that's fine.
What he's basically saying is it's all a bunch of garbage. We knew it was a bunch of garbage. Honestly, it's pretty well known at this point that this is the crap that they pull off. And anybody out there run a business and know that from a tax standpoint, this is how things work. This is what you actually do. I went over this last night. I'm not going to keep going over it necessarily, but you have to understand, it's so funny because this isn't about taxes. This is about cash flow. Like, the president's pretty much a genius for what he does, and they will not give credit for that at all. So I want to dive now a little bit into this, because if anybody hadn't seen it, this is Project 𝗪𝗁𝗧, and I think this is actually very, very important for people to see. This is the ballot harvesting. We're going to dive into this quick.
James O'Keefe here in downtown Minneapolis at the scene of the crime. The person you're about to meet, 𝗷𝗵𝗶𝗀, aka King 𝗷𝗵𝗶 I, boasts about the hundreds of absentee ballots in his car.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Wajida gaarigaygu waa buuxaa. Waxaas waa absent ballot salka yaala. Soo ma jeedin. Fiiri, waxaas oo dhan soo ma jeedin. Waa buuxaa gaarigaygu. Waa buuxaa yaala. Waxaas kullu waa Jamaal Cusmaan way. Fiiri. 300 clear maanta soo dhacday oo Jamaal Cusmaan. Yeah.
There was video. You can see the video. There was a video out and about that he has the ballots in his car.
Right.
And talking about the only way you can win is with money. I was looking at them and they were not filled. They were blank.
Who is the one filling out the absentee ballots?
People who work with, like Han Omar.
Where do they pay the money?
The minute we sign the thing, the election, that's what you can pay.
Money is everything. Money is the key in this world. If you ain't got money, you should not be here, period.
marka odayaasha waa loo codsadaa waana laga qaadaa
At the end of this street,
Yes.
there's 3 towers called Horn Towers.
Okay.
And it's all seniors, and they took every ballot.
Every ballot. They just take
Every
them from
single
them.
ballot. They knock on the door and say, your ballots, come, give it to me, give it to me.
They don't even pay them for it. They just take it.
No. And the ones that didn't vote on ballots, the young people and the women and stuff, they were paying cash. They were getting bags of money the last 1 week here to drive people. So there's a vested interest, but we are victims of the system. They don't give a shit about any Somali.
2 in the morning, still hustling.
Who is the one filling out the absentee ballots?
People who work with, like Ilhan Omar and other candidates work for them. They came to us to our apartments. They tell us that this year you're going to vote for it. You don't go nowhere, you stay home, we will tell you fill out for your absentee ballot. When it comes, we'll come and get it. You just don't go nowhere, you stay here. They fill it for us.
So the question is, what haven't they done? Now, that's just ballot harvesting. That's not everything. There is far more that they've done. So, and I honestly have not really studied the Ilhan Omar stuff. I do know that it's most likely that she possibly married her brother, I think it was. I mean, again, I have not really dove deep into these things, but let me tell you, over here on Twitter, you will see where they talk about election fraud. This dropped, I think, last night or today as well. Sarah Carter chiming in on this thing. Massively big news. They are ballot harvesting. This is what the President of the United States has been trying to say. This is why I think we're actually at some point going into maybe October. One of the trump cards is blockchain technology to destroy any chance of disinformation. Because again, I'll even bring you to where the report was right here, the Sarah Carter show, who is a very reputable, trusted news source in DC, very similar to John Solomon. And election fraud, okay? Undercover. President Donald Trump has been voicing his concern about election fraud for months, and it appears he was right. Now, this is the question I have. I wonder how much the president knows about, like, O'Keefe and Project Veritas, and if this wasn't all part of the grand scheme of taking the system down. Like, is Trump by any chance somehow slightly connected to this whole system? Because then the president just happens to come out with this little one.
On voter fraud, as you know, hopefully there won't be a very big movement, because hopefully we're going to be able to win. I think we have the massive movement. I think we're going to have a tremendous victory. There won't be a transition, because I can't imagine we call a transition if we win. You know, they talk about, will there be a friendly transition? Of course there will, but we have a big problem, and you see it every day. You see it happening every day with ballots. We are gravely concerned about the Democrat assault on election integrity. In Brooklyn, 25% of mail-in ballots were ruled invalid in June's Democrat primary. You saw that. And a special election in New Jersey, 20% of the ballots were thrown out, and 4 people are now being prosecuted for fraud. It's all in the mail-in ballots. 35,000 mail-in ballots were rejected in Florida's primary, and 100,000 were rejected in California, and that's just the beginning. A week after Pennsylvania's primary, half of the counties were still counting ballots, and you'll be counting them here because this is a much bigger version of all of that. Just last week, a number of discarded military ballots were discovered in Pennsylvania. All of the recovered ballots, these were ballots that were thrown out, had been cast for a person named Donald J. Trump. In Wisconsin, 3 trays of mail containing absentee ballots were found in a ditch. They were thrown in a ditch. 3 trays, that's a lot. In North Carolina, voters are reporting receiving 2 ballots in the mail. Many voters, I hear it's thousands, but they're getting 2 ballots. I wonder if those are Democrat areas, because the word is they are. In Iowa caucuses last winter, you know what happened there? You all reported on it, I think, very well, right? You remember that, Mark? It was not good, right? But in Iowa, they still don't really know who the winner was. I think they called somebody eventually, but it was many, many weeks later. But they really have no idea, and that's continues to be, and that's little, that's just a small, that continues to be litigated in Iowa.
It's so funny, as it was going, I was watching the comments on things like trolls and all that stuff and everything else, and it's hilarious because they're being completely exposed. And some people say, well, it's all a show. Of course it's a show. We know it's a show. I'm not saying it's not a show. It's a show. Welcome to the show. My goal is that we're transitioning into a new world, not a new world order. A new world where we at least have some peace. We're going to have some sort of quantum system. There's no getting around that. It is. I mean, I reported on this months ago, and the fact that the president has already put, I think it was $320+ million towards a couple universities or academic institutions that are literally every single day working on quantum computers to create the system. And then I showed you last week an ad from Intel talking about the quantum system. So, we previously were watching a show. Yes, we were watching a really bad horror film. I'm hoping, and one of the main reasons behind this entire show, other than healthcare, which is my purpose always, which is helping anyone watch this, anyone that you know of, heal naturally from the pharmaceutical, medical, industrial, military industrial complex that destroys lives every day. But yes, we're watching an old horror film. I'm hoping that if it's still a show, we're at least going to a new show where good happens to good people and bad happens to bad people, which we're going to go to in 1 second, because I have some ideas. It is possible. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, but it is possible that General Flynn is maybe cleared by tomorrow. Possibly. Not saying for sure, not saying 100%, but it's possible. And I want to take you to a clip now because there's a speculation on some things that happened back in 2016 that I want to bring up tonight that possibly have happened. All right, but I want to start off with this clip because this one actually shows you what's going on behind the scenes. No matter if you think this is a show or not, keep in mind, remember, we have amazing people like General Flynn and others who are working to win this battle. And I will tell you, someone who gets a little bit of television exposure, but not as much as everybody else, really, really, really deserves to be in the forefront, but she's really smart. She stays where she needs to be. And she probably is one of the smartest people in Washington, D.C. And that is Sidney Powell. I'm going to take you back to this video clip that she did that tells you everything that could be going down as we speak.
And of course, you realize the reason that Hillary had to be protected was because he was writing her on that secret server using an alias, which shows that he damn well knew and had approved in advance her use of the secret unsecured server. On top of that, there's the Anthony Weiner laptop, which I don't know if you heard this. I wrote an article about that too. 675,000 Clinton emails when they got Anthony Weiner's laptop in a search warrant because of all his sex perversion issues. It was all the Clinton emails, the Clinton Foundation, her Secretary of State emails, 𝗪𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏𝗏's emails. Lots of people emailed 𝗪𝗏 as a proxy for Hillary, and it included what Comey called the sorry, I must wave my hands more than most people. The golden emails, because they were the BlackBerry backup emails that they were supposedly just looking for everywhere very diligently. Well, guess what they did when they found them on the Weiner laptop? They got a search warrant for things that didn't include the BlackBerry backup emails. So when they told us, when he stood there and said that day, oh, you know, we've reviewed all the emails now, there's nothing there, that was a bald-faced lie. They specifically did not look at the BlackBerry backups, and they didn't look at a fraction of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. So one of the things, if I were the president, I'd do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it and then start using it. There's a lot that can be prosecuted, I have no doubt, on that laptop. In fact, I heard that the New York police officers who saw some of it, even though they're hardened investigators, literally had to go throw up. It's bad.
Yes, it's bad. Now, I am not going to go into the last part of that and what she said, because I think enough people know what possibly is going down. And that, I will just say one word, that's called frazzle drip. I am not going to go into that because there's no reason to. It's a dark world. I have no reason to go into something that dark. My point is, this is not going to end well for them. Do you understand? I take you back to that first video I showed tonight of the young woman in the car saying, we are walking away. We are fading from this old system and world into, you can call it third dimension, you can call it whatever you want. We are heading into this new world where, trust me, you may not see it all. People are going down. People are going down behind the scenes, and we are going to walk in to the Great Awakening, whether it's a flip of the switch overnight or if it's a slow transition. That is where we are going. That's where we have to go. Because these people, it's not just they're disgusting. I mean, the president says it all the time. He says, they're sick. These people are sick. It's far worse than they're sick. This is the cult of Baal. This is Cain versus Abel. They are cannibals. I remember, let's talk last year. I think last year in July, you can actually go back. I was traveling on the road. I was out of town in a hotel room, and I remember setting up my laptop. This is before I went down some of these other roads that I take you guys down now. And I said, you know what's happening? They're setting us up to make pedophilia and cannibalism mainstream. And I had not put all the puzzle pieces together of where we are right now. This is the worship of Moloch, as someone said. Yes, it is. This is Cain, Abel, cannibalism. This is the cult of Baal. Before that occurred, there was peace on this planet at certain times. Obviously, we've gone through cycles of history. It is time to end that system. I'm telling you right now, the books on the back shelf here, you need to read on your history. Not just American history. You need to go back to Sumeria. You need to go back I mean, we're talking a long ways back. If you've heard myself and Jason Q talk, we are not just talking. On this past Friday, actually, I tried to take Jason Q down a road. I talk, trust me, every Friday on the way home, I am talking to Jason Q as I'm driving regarding, hey, which one are we going to go down today? What topics do we want to hit, etc. And I was going to take us down a very modern road to show you what was going to occur. And he said, you know what? And he said something that I used to say a long time ago. He said, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? We cannot go down the future until we show them where it came from and where it started. Because this started way back. Our world was stolen from us, as I had a couple Sundays ago. We were disconnected from source. We were disconnected from God. If you guys think you're connected to God right now, to source, to creation, yeah, maybe a little bit. You don't even know how much more connected you could be. What if you didn't have to worry about work every day? What if you didn't have to worry about children every day? What if you didn't have to worry about money every day? I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect system. I'm not saying the 𝗪𝗏 is going to make your life all easy tomorrow and all debts are wiped. I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, let's flip the script from them dividing up the nuclear family to where you're taxed to death and all you have to do every morning right now, what, 90%, 80%, I don't know the number, wakes up to an alarm clock that they don't want to get up to, exhausted, to run to work 9 to 5, 9 to 7, third shift, second shift, doesn't matter, to pay taxes, which are theft. Now, I'm not going to tell you to not pay your taxes because, again, I said that last night. You want the tax bill? You want to go through court and still lose? They have the system. They have you, okay? But what if you didn't have to worry about taxes every day? What if you could come home and have energy to be with your family and do the things you want to? What if your kids, what if you could be home working with your kids right next to you, watching them? I have this amazing family in Connecticut, right? Their kids have left the system. They're at home. They are reading books that are on my back shelf as they're schooling. You know what's funny? All the major subjects that we're supposed to have, math, science, English, all these different things, they knock that stuff out within minutes in the day because just get it. This is not hard. This is not rocket science. These are basics. The rest of the day, they're in books that are behind this shelf. They're reading about Tesla. They're reading about the pyramids. They're reading about all of this ancient culture. And then they're educating their parents. What if we didn't have to worry every single day about what we're worrying about right now, and we could connect back fully to God, to source? What if we could do that? Jason Q has already talked about, we don't even know what our brain and our mind are fully capable of doing on an everyday basis right now because we've been put so to sleep. That has been done by a faction of people connected to God knows what, destroying us and keeping us pushed down so that we cannot, or we are not able to, or not awake to understand fully what we're able to do. As children of God, children of source, creators in our own rights. That's what we're supposed to be doing on this planet. Creating an amazing, abundant planet. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And then, by the way, we're also supposed to have a galactic neighborhood that they don't even woken you up to. We have neighbors, folks. We have neighbors that we're supposed to be able to go visit anytime we want. But we were suppressed down to think that it's only us on this little planet. We're not supposed to go anywhere, and that is it. Incorrect. Now, who has done this? Again, it's the deep state. I totally went off on a rant there that had nothing to do with my next clip. My last clip actually went into it. So I'm just going to dive right into it. Now, there is speculation, and this did not make sense to me, and I'm not saying it's 100% true. I'm speculating on this. But it made sense to me when I looked at it from this viewpoint. Do you remember back in September of 2016, as a matter of fact, September 11th, 2016, before the election, where Hillary Clinton had a little problem getting into her van? Let me take you back to this clip because I think it's very important. I apologize that I have to show you Jake Tapper because he's a train wreck, but it's the best clear video that I had off the top of my head. But let me take you to this.
We've just received some video of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton stumbling as she left the 9/11 commemoration in New York City this morning. A statement from Clinton's campaign says she felt overheated and she went to her daughter's apartment to get her bearings. Let's watch this video for a second. There's her apparently almost falling, but captured, caught by people, presumably Secret Service agents around her. A little while ago, we saw Hillary Clinton leave her daughter's apartment building and wave to reporters and onlookers, looking much better than she does in the video we're showing you right now. She didn't have much to say just now, but you can listen to how she responded to a reporter's shouted questions.
How are you feeling, Secretary Clinton? Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.
CNN national politics reporter MJ Lee is outside Chelsea Clinton's apartment where Secretary Clinton
Now,
went to
what I'm going to do here
recuperate.
real quick is I'm going to
Clinton.
pause this, and I'm going to bring this back, okay? I'm going to bring this back a little bit, and let me bring myself up with this so you can see me as well. I'm going to bring this back because I want to take you back through this. Now, real briefly, this was after a memorial, I believe, or she didn't make it the memorial, one of the two. All right. Now, when you look at this image, and I stumbled upon this a couple times on Twitter, so I wanted to bring it up. If you look around there, that does not look like a campaign staff necessarily. It's actually a lot of black jackets. Now, I'm going to play this forward a little bit. All right. Watch her. Now, I am simply going with the speculation that I read about. I am not saying it's 100% true what I'm going to say at the end of this. I'm just saying that something seems interesting. Now that I'm watching what I'm watching, I think it could make sense if something else occurred. So, watch this all the way through, or not all the way through.
Get her bearings. Let's watch this video for a second.
Now, one of the two other men come up. Now, I do not. Now, under the arms, you never see. Now,
there's her apparently almost falling, but captured, caught by people, presumably Secret Service agents around her. A little while ago, we saw Hillary Clinton leave her daughter's apartment building and wave to reporters and onlookers, looking much better than she does in the video we're showing you right now. She didn't have much to say just now, but you can listen to how she responded to a reporter's shouted questions.
And then, now they're all behind her, and then out of nowhere, she shows up in New York.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to remove that for a second because I'm going to tell you what I think possibly could have happened. All right? Was she actually arrested September 11th, 2016 in that moment? Was she actually arrested? Because now, I'm not saying she was. I'm saying it could make sense. Because it didn't look... She was in the middle of an active campaign. That was September 11th. So October, you're a month and a half away from election night with with President Trump, then not President Trump. Her hands were in front of her. She was being held up. Now, if she felt horrible, why did she not also have someone on the right? Why wasn't the medical staff there? Trust me, if you have a presidential candidate who is under the weather, whether dehydrated or not, they would have had medical people with her, doctors with her. Next to her, they would have been putting possibly fluids in her. You wouldn't have had just one person on her left and then another gentleman come over in a black suit on her right, and then no hands visible. And then as they're putting her in, she goes down, no hands still. Her hands are over here up front. And then they weren't nice. Everyone swarmed behind her to cover up, and then they basically tossed her into the van. Was she arrested that day in 2016? And then afterwards, the clone, because they've done pictures, they've done analysis after leaving, quote unquote, Chelsea's apartment. It did not look like the real Hillary Clinton. So, Q says this has already happened. This has already gone down. But will the next thing, the first arrest they said will shock the world? What if, I'm just saying what if, again, this is speculation. I'm not predicting anything. What if she is the first to go down in October and they start unraveling everything before the election and this thing goes down hardcore? Very possible. But when I read that, oh, maybe she was arrested, and then I watched that video over again, I'm like, wait a second. That actually looks like it makes more sense. Because as a physician, if you have a candidate that's going down and is not feeling well, they have all resources at their side. You would have physicians there. You would have everything there. You would have medical. You would have everything. That did not look like a woman, in hindsight, who was having a medical issue and is running for President of the United States. Not only running for President of the United States, it was basically, I mean, remember, Trump shocked the world on election night. He shocked everybody. He had supporters, but he shocked everybody. She was supposed to be a shoo-in for president, meaning signed, sealed, delivered. But what if POTUS, the Patriots, the Alliance, the White Hats, whatever you want to call them, what if the job was already done a long time ago, but they had to clean out the swamp over the next 4 years, and now we are literally watching a show, and then they slowly drip out. So what if in October they say, oh, so-and-so's been arrested, and you're to believe that it was just happened, when in reality, if they had arrested her in 2016, if that was an arrest, if that was a legitimate, they can't arrest her in public like that. They can't arrest, if they arrested her on September 11th, 2016 and made it national news, you couldn't have done it. There would have been such an uprising of people. It would have blown everyone's mind. You would not have been able to do it. However, if you do it behind the scenes, if you do it undercover, possibly like that, and then you run out the 4 years and you make it look like she's still around, you make it look like they're all still around, and then all of a sudden you start dropping it as a television show to wake people up. The work was already done. They don't have to work any harder. It's already taken care of. Now we get to see the results that would have possibly happened. That's why I say we're watching a show. Now, let me conclude with this amazing little video from the Dilly Show. I got to give the Dilly credit. If you haven't watched the Dilly Show, go on. Subscribestar.com/the Dilly Show. He has a great show. He does. I think he goes every day as well on Twitter. You can't miss him. Go check it out. But this is a great little montage based off of what we just talked about.
I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.
Oh, Father, tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go, oh, 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 way down we go. Oh, you let your feet run wild. Thomas, come as we all go down. Yeah, but for the folk who my heart, do you dare to look them right in the eyes? Yeah. Oh, 'cause say we run you down, down to the door. Yeah, someday we run you down, down till you fall.
I actually love that song. if that song doesn't get you all fired up, I don't know what will, because that's pretty freaking awesome. And who does not want to see our military take this freaking show down? Like, I don't like to see people die. I don't like to see people harmed. But I'll tell you right now, I would pay to watch our troops, our military men and women. I would love to watch them drag their asses out of buildings in handcuffs. And I'll be honest with you, I would pay. Someone asked me the other day, how could you watch someone like die? Do you understand what these people have done to human beings? Do you understand what these people have done to children? I'm not going to say I'll like watching them die, but I want to see closure. I want to see something happen. I want to see these people go down, and I want to know it happened. You know what? They paid people off in the Nuremberg trials to get out of it. We're in this situation because we let them go in the Nuremberg trials. We paid for them to go and be taken away in the trials, and then they were brought over here to America to create the Fourth Reich. So you're damn right, I will pay to watch them go down. I will pay to see. I don't think we have to pay, but I want to see it happen. I want to see the swamp rat, and they're not even rats. They're so much lower than rats. I want to see them brought to justice. I'm a Libra. I like to see justice. I want to see the scales. I want to see the people that harmed our children as the world children. they need to go down. Now, I might be here at this. The president will be in Sanford, Florida, which is not far away. I'm close enough to Sanford, Florida, where I will probably see Air Force One fly over my house into the airport. And he will be in Sanford, Florida this Friday at 7 o'clock. Now, I want to teach you about something real quick. Now, I'm not going to go deep into this because there's only so much time. I'm at an hour. But I want to teach you something really briefly regarding natural health. I have said for shows and shows and shows months back, go look at them all. They're way back on the timeline. We have been completely lied to in regards. Oh, by the way, if you're going to be in Sanford, Florida for that meetup, let me know, because I don't know if there'll be a show Friday night if I can get in. Okay? I'll do my best, but we'll see what happens. If you're there, hook up with me. Let me know, okay? But what I want to say is, regarding natural health, there is this thing called frequencies. There are also things called, well, I shouldn't say things. I should say a thing called light frequencies. There is actually something faster than the speed of light. There's probably much faster than the speed of light, which is quantum. Why is quantum faster? Because quantum doesn't need time. Now, what am I talking about when it comes to natural health? Quantum doesn't require time. Quantum is present time. Now I'm going to go little deep with you on here regarding time. There is no time. There just isn't. The past is over. You can't change the past. It's done. It was a learning experience. I'm going to tell you right now, probably 75% of human beings, not just in America, but planet Earth, are stuck in a past moment. Whether that's current life or something else, you can take that up yourself. They're stuck in a past moment. Sometimes it's a death of a family member. Sometimes it's an accident. It's an incident, trauma, etc. If you're stuck there and you are having emotions that are not normal per se, you are stuck in the past. You are not present time. There's only one time. It's present. Now, some will say there's future. Now, in the grand scheme of quantum, yes, you can look into the future. There is time travel. I'm talking about in our realm, all right? You can slightly look ahead to future and help create the future. That's what we do. But there's only one time. It is present time. You can only live in present time. In present time, there is no time. Let me give you an example of this. Have you ever been with somebody who you love very much? Kid, spouse, partner, grandparent, uncle, doesn't matter. Someone you just adore, right? Someone you absolutely adore. And you're with them. And say you're with them for like 15 minutes. But you're so with them that 15 minutes later, it felt like hours. Why did it feel like hours? Because you're in present time with them. When you're in present time, time disappears. Another good example of this, have you ever had a day that wasn't a good day and the day just seemed to fly by? And you're like, oh, I got nothing done today. You didn't get anything done because you were not in present time. Now, have you ever had a day where you're doing fun things all day, or you're really productive, or having just a blast, and you go at the end of the day, you get ready, you're like getting ready for bed, and you're like, wow, that was a super long day. Why was that a long day, but the day you were having that was not good, not a good long, it wasn't a long day. You didn't have fun. It wasn't pleasant because you weren't in present time. The long day that was a blast, you were productive, you did fun stuff, you had fun with people, you did great things. And it was really long, and by the time you got done, you're like, man, I'm going to just like sleep really well tonight. I got so much accomplished. Why? That entire day, you were in present time. That's it. Present time consciousness. There's so many self-help people out there that talk about this because we're starting to understand consciousness better. That is quantum. Because a clock, even the clock I'm looking at right here, that's a human construct. That is not actually real. In quantum, it's present. That's it. Now, how does that tie to frequencies? Guess what? You were indoctrinated into a medical system full of drugs, pharma, vaccine, toxic food, GMO, glyphosate, you name it. That is a man-made past construct that will make you sick, that will destroy the body, because it is not of us. It is not of God. It is not of source. It is not of light. However, in present time or in quantum, there are frequencies that only heal. Meaning, and I think Jason Q talked about this a little bit, which is kind of where I'm going as well. The real sun will actually heal human DNA. This is why they wanted Hulda Clark and Royal Rife gone. This is why they wanted Dr. Royal Lee and Weston A. Price gone. They wanted them gone because these people talked about things that were present time quantum, even though they didn't talk quantum, Royal Rife did. Things that actually heal this biological entity. So, this gentleman found whole foods from the ground, both animal and plant-based, that actually would heal at a cellular DNA level. I know amazing herbal people in the past, I used their products, that heal at a quantum level, a nano level. The parasite products I work with heal at a quantum nano level, and that's why they heal. That's why they work. Hulda Clark was working at a quantum nano level, not a nano chemtrail level. That's bad. We're going to good. Royal Rife worked on frequencies at a quantum cellular nano level. That's how the sun works, the real sun works. They are petrified, terrified of you learning. This is why natural health has been shunned for hundreds of years. Why? Because in natural health, it actually is ridiculously inexpensive and easy to heal. Because all we're doing is aligning the frequencies of food supplement products to the resonances of the body. And when you do that, the cell heals, the DNA heals. Your body regenerates itself. Light alone, quantum alone can do that. That's why I love what I do every day, because I am working in a totally different realm that the medical system cannot grasp. They are so focused on their, and not the doctor, not all the doctors. I know some great medical doctors out there. I'm interviewing one very soon. Great medical doctors that really, really went into it for the right reasons, want to help people. It's not so much the medical doctors. Yes, I blame them for not waking up, but it's the system that trained them to do this. Because a chemical, a drug, will never heal the human body. It is incapable of healing the human body because it only bypasses human physiology. The only thing capable of healing the human body is real sun that can actually change DNA. Nature, the ions in the air, the grounding, the frequencies of the earth. Whole food, whether it's food itself or whole food supplements, will heal the body at a cellular, nano, quantum level. Acupuncture helps the body heal itself because you're dealing with quantum energy. Naturopathy, homeopathy, same thing. Herbs heal at a frequency, at a quantum energetic level. This is the stuff they don't want you to know about. To the extent I get people who ask me, can you heal something? I am not, first of all, I don't heal anything. I don't heal anything. I don't treat anything. Right? I am simply given imparted knowledge and education to which I then apply to a body, and I let healing occur between you and source and God and contents and replacement parts that will help you fix your body. Not me. When I adjust somebody, I'm not healing anybody. That's called innate intelligence, fixing and handling the body. I leave that up to you and source and God and universe and Christ and anything else you want to bring into that world. That's how that works. But the reason they don't want you in natural health is because guess what? Healing frequencies, quantum, light, energy, genuine replacement parts from whole food nutrition, whole food eating, whole herbs, nano quantum technology that comes from nature. And the only one that can produce that, because guess what? Man can't produce that. The only one that can produce that is God, source, nature. That is it. And you know what happened? They pissed off nature, and nature is now coming back with a vengeance. Karma is coming back to those who destroyed the earth, and now we're tossing them off. And that's how natural healing actually works. That's how quantum works. That's how nanotechnology works. You know there's bad nano and good nano? Absolutely. There is bad nanotechnology that they use in chemtrails, and then there's good nanotechnology that will actually get into the cell and will actually help repair DNA. That's it. All right. I will take a couple minutes of questions because I went much longer than I wanted to, but that's okay because it was important. All right. A couple questions. That is correct, Shalu. Quantum is not a technology. Yes, you can put it in the technology, but it actually is a universal principle. That is correct. What's a good book recommendation? Oh my gosh, there's so many. I will put a book list together. That's not a problem. Yes, iodine is fantastic. Oh, thank you, Veronica from Australia. I appreciate that. Excellent. Miss Rebecca Rye. Becky Rye, you're such a wonderful person. Thank you for being on tonight. Let's see. Yes, Susanna, there is good and bad nano. I'll tell you about that, okay? Let's see. Wonderful. Where can you find that video? I found that on Twitter. You probably go under Dilly and find it. Rife machines. I'm looking for it. I have actually a friend of mine bought one. And how long do we not have the real sun? I don't know. That's a good question. I bought my Keys of Enoch book of knowledge, but I have not received it yet. Shipping right now is atrocious. Can I tell you a little story about shipping? If you're waiting for any supplements from me, products from me, if you're waiting for anything out there, it is not due to us not getting them out. Shipping is atrocious. Here's a quick story. 2 weeks ago, I sent something that I needed to get to Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, I'm literally 2.5 hours from the Georgia line, and I'm 7 hours from Atlanta, meaning I could drive there, right? But I didn't have time to. So I overnighted a package to Georgia. I spent $75 to overnight this package, right? Because I needed to get it there. It did not get there the next day. It took 3 days for me to overnight a package to Georgia, which is less than a 3-hour drive for me. So, the shipping thing right now is a train wreck. Just so you know, it's not on the shipper, it's on the process, and they're concerned and deathly afraid of the magic pathogen, okay? Yeah, ridiculous. I actually had to have UPS refund me the $75 because it took 3 days to get to Georgia, and I could have drove it there faster, and if I'd done regular shipping, it would have taken 3 days. Okay, good. So, by the way, as it rolls and gets better, trust me, shipping will get even faster the way it's supposed to be, okay? Good. Yes, I did get my money back. Good. Where did we get the original Sun? That's a great question, Trish. I will ask that maybe on Friday night or maybe tomorrow night or Wednesday night. I think he's going to be on. Yeah, $75 for overnight was ridiculous. I had to pay it because I needed to be there, and it still got screwed on it. Okay. How many drops of iodine would I put on anybody? So you can start with a couple drops. If you're an adult, I personally would do a couple drops on the skin and watch how fast it absorbs, and then you can kind of taper it down from there. Like if I gave it to a kid, it'd be like 1 drop just to see how fast it absorbs. I don't think they need much more than that. My good friend Sylvia Earps just posted, it's called resonantlight.com, and that is one of the best machines I've seen. She will send that over to me as well, and I will post that link because I will probably be also buying one because I think they're fantastic. Trump resigning on October 3rd. Yes, that is what 𝗪𝗂𝗁𝗂 has said. Now, it may not be a fully public resignation, guys. Don't get your hopes all up that he's going to walk out, do a presser, and say I'm resigning, because I don't think that's what it means. It's going to be behind the scenes to get everything going. For parasite, is 1 round of treatment good? It can be, Tammy. I will tell you that I do typically a couple rounds every single year. If you do a round of treatment, if you do a round of the protocol and you don't see anything out, I would probably do another round just to make sure that you're on the right path. And then from there, if you don't see parasites, I'm also going to be dropping a liver flush protocol, because one of the reasons sometimes the parasites don't come out is because the liver is backed up. We need to handle that as well. But good question. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Can you give more info on iodine and not having a thyroid? Okay, your body still needs iodine. There's iodine throughout the whole body. It's physiology. Jordan Sadler. I don't know. I've reached out to Jordan several times for interviews. He has not returned anything. I have a feeling there might be some interesting stuff going on there, but that's just me. Okay. Let's see. I don't know about iThyroid. I couldn't tell you. I don't know that product. Awesome. Good. Let's see. The only pH that really matters in the body is the blood pH, not the physiology, not the body pH. You need a blood pH. The blood pH is what counts. Does iodine have a frequency? Absolutely. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but of course it does. Every single thing in the human body, or every single thing in life, a cell phone has a frequency. A cell phone case has a frequency. This microphone has a frequency. Everything has a frequency. Do vegans get parasites? Probably. I don't know. I've never really asked them, but I'm sure they do. Let's see. What do I think of coffee enemas? Great. If done done correctly. I actually have a coffee enema in my bathroom that I am getting ready to try just for the hell of it. Okay. Let's see. Got your iodine. Yes. Excellent. You got your iodine. I'm glad that you did that. Okay. The parasite treatment, I'll bring it up right now. It's not a treatment. It's a protocol. Let's see. It's called patriotnutrition.com. There you go. Drain the body's swamp of parasites and eliminate these hidden health barriers forever. That is patriotnutrition.com. It will come up as patriotnutrition.com. That's parasites. And then if you take this little part off here at the end, and you put in iodine, look at that. It comes up to, never mind. Hold on a sec. Oh, wait, I know what they did. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this. I think they changed it for me. Let me see if that, no, okay, I have to do this. Look at that. I know what they did. Let me see. I think I have to go in here and change something really quick. There's the iodine. So they changed the domain on that. We'll get that all up. When the website is up, the new network site, this will all be on there. You don't have to worry about it, okay? So there you go. You saw that. Excellent, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm closing in an hour and a half. I did not expect to do that, but I thank you all for being here. Again, by the way, before I go, a couple things. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's going faster than Facebook. Facebook has slapped me on the hand several times now. I'm going to tell you right now, there will most likely be a day where I'm not fully on Facebook because of their rules, not mine. All right, I will hang out on there as much as I possibly can going live. I will hang on YouTube as long as I'm allowed to hang on YouTube live. But you're ultimately going to see everything long-term on the Revolution Network, okay? That's where it's ultimately going to go because then I am not censored. There, I can do whatever I want to. We'll have blogs, we'll have articles, we will have content, we will have protocols, we'll have nutrition, we will have a newsletter, we'll have everything. There will also be a training site there because I'm finishing up some training, online training that you guys are going to, some of you are going to get for free, which is kind of cool. That is going to be on there as well. There will be a login, there'll be a membership, all the different stuff. That's where this mission was going. This is where this purpose was going to. So look out for that. If you're not on there, get on that email list fast. I'm telling you right now, get on it really, really fast if you want to be a part of that because I don't know how fast Facebook and Twitter and YouTube will allow me to do what I'm doing. So go subscribe to YouTube. Go get on the website and hang out there and check it out. And guys, as always, before we head out tonight, serve and help someone tomorrow, this week. Go out of your way. It's not hard. Serve and help someone this week. So I'm going to show people real quick how you can sign up for. Look at this. So I'm going to take you to the current site right now. Right here. I'm going to take myself off. We are going live. See, I'm live on the network. That is the network right there. All right. If you want to sign up for the email list, you come up here and you do join the revolution and that pops up. And I guess they got to fix that. Well, look at, there's all the videos. That should have done the email. Let me get that fixed. You can also go to here. Let's see this. Isn't it fun when you got to think on the fly? Absolutely it is. Why not, right? There. Sign up on the email list here. That will take you in. Stay connected right there. For the time being, that is the temporary site that is going on right now. You can stay connected right here. First name, email address, that'll get you on. I hope that helps. Awesome, guys. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. I love you all. Have an amazing... Is it Monday night already? Okay. Monday night. Be well. Take good care of yourself. And again, serve and help your fellow man tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Be well. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.